All right, as you all know, I'm really, don't really appreciate Donald Trump, but from the bottom of my heart, I want to congratulate him on being awarded the Purple Heart in North Carolina. I know it was a long, hard battle against STDs through the 80s and those 5 deferments and those battling the bone spurs. Captain Vito Cheeto von Schützenpants really deserved, this wonderful veteran who earned his Purple Heart actually gave it to him months and months ago. But Donald Trump had a ceremony in North Carolina just showing his true patriotism to this country, that he fought so hard to scam out of every dollar he possibly, to just prove himself to the American people. And as he's playing his golf games for $1.4 million every weekend of taxpayer money going directly into his pocket, and as he's running hundreds, literally hundreds of fundraisers, everything from the Stop the Steal to the Build the Wall that raised like $20-30 million, that is a case that Steve Bannon's actually going to be thrown in jail for as soon as he gets out of his current jail sentence. But anyway, all those fundraisers, serving the purposes of the American people, when he bravely set up a GoFundMe to raise $12-13-14 million for the victims of the PR stunts. He only took a modest 90% of the money raised, but still, he did it again for the hurricane victims and the tragedy of Hurricane Helene victims throughout the South. And just to prove how much he loves everybody, he showed up himself. He forced himself. He fought. He fought his way through 4 feet of water, carrying only black children to the safety, because that's who he is. Donald J. Trump built a wall. He finished building a wall right in front of this podium, in front of this small business that was destroyed by the hurricane. But he used the rubble, and out of the rubble came the phoenix rising of Donald Jackass Trump himself, to show his love and admiration by launching another GoFundMe for the victims of the hurricanes, because it's very important to raise money for the victims of the hurricanes. And once again, from the bottom of his heart, he selflessly only accepted 90% of the funds raised for administration fees, legal fees, and his gold toilets purchased for his new properties in Russia. But anyway, he shows his heart every day, and it's because of that we need to honor this man by earning his Purple Heart. We need to honor the fact that those red shoe, sticky page Bibles and $100,000 watches, do you know how difficult it is to price something at $100,000 that only cost about $1,000 or $500 to make? Do you know how difficult it is to actually construct these websites selling product after product, the gold sneakers, after the cologne, after the Bibles, after the and now to go into the Bitcoin space? That just shows how ahead of the curve this brilliant businessman is, and that he doesn't need money from anybody, which is why we've wanted him in the office in the first place. He cannot be bought, except for $100,000 for a watch, $99 for a digital trading card that you can download by hitting save on a computer. But anyway, it's important we recognize his sacrifices for this country. He walked away from dozens and dozens of failing businesses only to be able to pretend to donate his salary and take millions of dollars in money from the taxpayers on a weekly basis, because he'll be too busy to play golf, just like Obama was, being the president. And it's really important for us to understand that money that he got from Saudi Arabia and from Russia and from China and from Viktor Orban and all that other stuff. That was only used for, that person, what's her name, that was in some dressing room somewhere that he's never seen before in his life, and those businesses that he defrauded throughout his entire life, and all the companies he didn't pay, and the lawyers that still represent him that he didn't pay. You need to, anyway, forget about all that. Think of his sacrifices. He walked away from all of that for you. And he reminds you every time he sends you a donation email. Every time he takes money from your account without permission because you forgot to uncheck some boxes, he's reminding you. Every bank statement you get, your support for him. He's reminding you how important he is to you, whether you like it or not, because he will make sure to force that remembrance upon you as he wears his Purple Heart on his fake designer suit, his fake gold cufflinks. This selfless billionaire who loves only his daughter more than any other woman on earth, who only cherishes the sound his first wife makes falling down the stairs because it prevents him from being subjected to the damn testimony 3 days later. And it's very, very important we realize his sacrifice. Do you know how close he was to have to face 3 of his children and his ex-wife in court and be possibly criminally prosecuted, and then to have the tragedy of gravity take over and just that little push supporting his wife find her gravity. Find her gravity. Because the necessity of a new filing cabinet buried 6 feet underground to only protect the documents that were rightfully his because of his sacrifice. And we all know he needs the money from the future sale of these documents. Because he owes people a lot. And he owes people not because he's a con artist, not because he's been screwing people over his entire life. He owes people because he's trying to prove his dedication to this country. And by going into debt and borrowing all this money in the name of this country, he is sacrificing himself to only cash checks given directly to him through GoFundMes and fundraisers and $25 boxes of cereal. This is his sacrifice as a brilliant businessman, billionaire, that he makes for you. So as you lay yourself down to sleep tonight, just remember, somewhere there is a 400-pound RN turd taking a shit on a gold toilet just for you. Thank you, Donald. And God bless you. Thoughts and prayers for all your future Democratic hoax legal problems. May there be only one gold toilet in jail, and may it only be in your cell. Thank you, Sir Cheeto Von Schitzenpants. We all owe you a debt of gratitude. God bless.